discussing news related to Indian Railways, hoping that Indian Railway Management Service will come as a separate exam near future. That may not happen this year because till now no clarification has come from the UPSC side. Moreover, the recent civil service prelims notification still have the old vacancies of railways in it. So it is not yet removed from the civil service notification. So most probably next year it may come as like a separate exam. But for the general studies part of that exam, more importance will be certainly given to the railway related news. And this information is also relevant to the ESE prelims exam and also for the civil service prelims and mains exam. There was a news on modernization of the Indian Railways. Modernization in the terms in the train control system. So railway is a huge establishment, numerous tracks, trains, railway stations, etc. So if we are using modern technologies in these control systems, more efficiency can be achieved. So what are the projects taken up by railways in this direction? So it is trying to modernize this signaling system. What is signaling system? The way how the tracks are being allotted to trains, the way how the train drivers are being signaled, the way how the coordination between the track officials, track workers and the drivers are achieved. So this all will come under the signaling system. And pilot projects are being initiated. 4 pilot projects are being initiated, one each under the South Central Railway, East Coast Railway, North Central Railway and Central Railway. So 4 pilot projects. These are implemented by Railtel Enterprises Limited. So it is a subsidiary 100% owned by Railtel Corporation Limited, and this particular enterprise is taking up the implementation of these pilot projects. So overall, what is the aim? It is to improve safety. So when the signaling system improves, the communication will be better. So the train driver will be knowing the track details beforehand. If any problem in the track, any hindrance in the track, he can be alerted immediately. So these aspects will improve the safety system. Also, if it is automated train control, like if any problems are detected in the track, automatic emergency brake can operate. So these all things will add to the safety of the railways. And second, capacity. What does it mean? Using the existing resources, railways will be able to run more trains, or it can add more routes because more time will be saved in this operation. Also, train can run faster. So if trains can run faster, relatively the track utilization will be better, right? More trains can utilize that track. So it will improve the capacity. And once safety is ensured, trains can run faster also. If there is no other thing hindering the speed of the trains in running between the tracks or signaling at the tracks, if everything is clear and prompt, the speed of the train will definitely increase. So these 3 are interrelated. So these are the ultimate aims for this modernization operation. So what are the various components taken up under this modernization program? First one is automatic train protection system, ATP system, electronic interlocking system, remote diagnostic and predictive maintenance system, centralized traffic control system or train management system. So these 4 components are included. We can see one by one. Automatic train protection system means without manual interference should be able to control the train. For example, emergency braking, is an example of automatic train protection. That is, automatically any defects in the track will be detected and braking system can be enabled. So without manual interference. That is one example. So similarly, some projects are there under this. And second one is about electronic interlocking. So for understanding electronic interlocking, you have to understand what is an interlocking system. Near railway station, you would have seen tracks like this, diverging tracks. So these tracks will be merging like this. So according to the availability of the route, according to the route that a train has to go, the tracks will be aligned such that the train can take that route without much interference. That is, without much control of the driver, the track will be aligned such that the train intended to go to this route, if it is coming on this way, this mechanism will be aligned such that the train will move in this direction. So this interlocking system includes the activities that helps in clearing the route, signaling the driver, and also aligning the route. So till now we were using mechanical interlocking system. So manually the people have to go there, clear the route, see the route is clear, they have to give signal to the control room, from the control room again instruction will go to realign the route. So these activities will take minutes. It is an outdated system. Mechanical interlocking is an outdated system. Now we have to go to electronic interlocking system or panel interlocking system. So all these control routes and all will be displayed in a panel in the control room in the station. So that the different routes, interlocking, signal, etc. will be displayed there. So the controlling officer sitting there can give a signal such that to make this route clear. So once this route is clear, one particular signal will be displayed, so that this signal will be communicated to the ground level also, so that the track will be clear. After ensuring that relays, we will use relays. In electrical system we have different relays. Using electrical signal we can achieve the mechanical movement. So using different relays this route will be aligned and the train will be given signal to move on. So this will take only a matter of seconds, from minutes to second. From the control panel itself they can control the interlocking. No need of going there and manually doing the interlocking. So this is the advantage of electronic interlocking, so that the station, mainly this happens in the stations, right? So the capacity of the stations to accommodate more trains will be improved. Yes, the time taken will be less, right? So the waiting of the trains outside the station will be less. We all would have experienced that even though the train is arriving on time, we have to wait for a long time near the station to get into the station to get the signal. This because the train station capacity is already overloaded. They don't have enough time to accommodate more trains. So once these improvements are there, the capacity of the station will improve. Next one is the remote diagnostic and predictive maintenance system. From the name itself it is clear there, it is about maintenance. Maintenance are of different types. Predictive maintenance is that before the systems are failing, we will detect the chance to fail and undertake the maintenance activities, so that downtime will be less and also the cost incurred will also be less, so that the assets can be utilized more effectively without much time spending in the workshop. And it is remote. Remote means using different detectors, remote sensors. We will monitor it from a different location, understand the defects and give instructions to take up the maintenance activity. So what is the system? It is online monitoring of rolling stock systems. This has been already implemented in on-site, this OMRS system. It is for rolling stock. Rolling stock is the stock that is moving in the railways, that is especially the wagon, the engine, etc. So what are the important parts that are liable to fail? It is the wheels and the bearings. So for detecting the defects in wheels and bearings, we use different types of detectors like acoustic bearing detector, rail bearing acoustic monitor, this rail bump called as bump, bearing acoustic monitor, and wheel impact load detector, etc. So that any problem in this rolling stock is identified and the information will go to a control center. So a national control center is established to connect all these sites, OMRS site, so that the detection and maintenance can be centralized. So in this way, using IT technologies, information technologies, including M2M, IoT, the management of the assets will be more efficient. Fourth one is LTE based mobile train radio communication, MTRC. So this name also it is clear. It is about communication, how to communicate between different people involved, train drivers, track employees, control center, station. So different people are involved in managing the railways. So how the communication is made effective between them is taken care here. It is LTE based. LTE, it is one of the mobile generation long term evolution that has enabled the data communication, faster data communication. So what does this essentially mean? Data communication between these players using LTE based technologies. So LTE network is being used for communicating. That is what does it essentially mean. So that communication will be faster and effective between the parties. The drivers can be alerted fast. The drivers can also signal back any defects they are seeing in the track or any problems in the track. They can also communicate faster, so that coordination will be better. So this will improve the communication part in the railways. Next is the centralized traffic control or train management system. So when the technology is being integrated to all these things, instead of handling each section or each station separately, the control can be done effectively from a centralized location. From this discussion, you have been noticing that nowadays the boundary line between different departments are getting diluted. For example, earlier it was mechanical interlocking system, now it is taken over by electronic interlocking system. So the people who are already working there should not be only from the mechanical background, they should have knowledge of electrical and electronics background also. Similarly, the communication system is coming, so the communication engineers are required there, so they have to coordinate with different other departments. That's why unification of services in railways has become imminent. So many committees have recommended the unification of services because nowadays this boundary line is changing. It is about integration of different disciplines. So in ICT we have seen the term like convergence of services. So the different services are being integrated and different disciplines are also being integrated. That has made the unification of the railway services essential to take forward the railways to operate in the modern situation and also to modernize it and make it more. Indian Railways have recently commissioned a waste to energy plant in Bhubaneswar. What is the speciality of this plant? It is a new technology, patented technology, and the government of India have assessed this technology from the people who have invented it. It is by on American institute. So many parties have assessed these technologies from them. So government of India also have assessed this technology, and as per the first governmental waste to energy plant has been established in Bhubaneswar. It's used the technology called poly crack technology. Poly means multi, cracking technology. So that it cracks the waste to simpler products. So waste are usually complex hydrocarbon products. So using different catalysts, those complex molecules will be broken down to simpler molecules like liquid fuels, various gases, carbon and water. So these are the end products. This uses heterogeneous catalytic process because different types of waste are being given. So it is not a single process, different processes are involved, and it uses a closed system. So everything will happen inside it. Only the gases and carbon and water and liquid fuel will come out. In between, if any other intermediary gases or particles are formed, it will be either used for cogeneration or recycling, or it will be converted to some other products. So end products will be similar products like this, that is not so environmentally polluting. So usually what happens during combustion, we will get carbon oxides, sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, etc. and these are polluting. Carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide are also polluting to an extent. So these are the major pollutants that will come out in the combustion process. And if you are combusting plastic waste, we will get poisonous gases like furan, etc. So these are poisonous. So avoiding the exhaust of these gases, this system works in such a way that it will be converted to some other products and only less harmless or harmless gases are output. So this is fully automated systems. So only feeding of the waste is required, remaining things it is automatically doing. So what are the processes involved? Depolymerization, converting polymers to smaller units. Cracking is also cracking complex molecules to simpler molecules. Reforming, changing shape, changing structure, etc. Scrubbing, if particulate materials are formed, it will be scrubbed down. Those different processes are involved in this. What is the advantage? Output is that it is a clean mechanism, no harmful waste outside. Also different types of waste we get input, that is the advantage. Is heterogeneous waste, different types of waste, mix of waste we can input. What is we have seen with the existing process is that pre-segregation is very much required. So we will see in our discussion why we are not able to convert all the waste to useful process, because we are very poor in segregation of the waste. In the household also, if you see, every waste we will dump together, food waste, plastic waste, paper waste, everything will dump together. Who will segregate those? But instead, if we are segregating and keeping, each waste can be treated separately. So that is the big drawback in India, including the municipalities facing this problem. So, but this plant don't need segregation, that is on greatest advantage that makes it suitable in Indian scenario. So segregation of waste is not required, all the waste can be fed at a time. Also moisture content of the waste, up to 50% moisture content of the waste is tolerated. That is also an important problem in India. The municipal solid waste will be having higher moisture content, so that waste to energy conversion will be very difficult, incineration will be very difficult. But here the moisture tolerance is very high, moisture content waste can also be fed. And it takes less time, within 24 hours this waste will be converted to fuels, that is converted to energy. So if you are going for biological degradation, it will take longer time. Biological degradation is an environmental friendly process, but it takes more time. So, but here it is faster. So that means it doesn't use any biological degradation. So these all features make it very attractive to the Indian scenario. Also, this is not very costly. It doesn't take much space. It doesn't need much skilled labor, so that it can be easily installed and maintained. So usually when we say about a different waste treatment process, either it will be more costly, it may be taking more time, more land, more resources, more manpower, more skill, etc. But this technology have advantage over all those things. So this news is important because in ESE exam we have seen questions being asked from the topic waste treatment. So we have got some 2-3 questions in the water treatment, what is activated sludge process, like that, especially going to the technicality of the waste treatment. And last year we had one treatment on how to treat the solid waste, incineration, subgrading, etc. So this news is important in ESE prelims exam. You take care of the different technologies used here. The stems, polymerization, cracking, reforming, scrubbing, etc. And what is polycracking. So this kind of details you have to understand. So this is a minor topic. Indian Railways have installed an atmospheric water generator in Secunderabad railway station. So what is the speciality? It can generate water from the atmospheric moisture. So atmosphere is one of the sources of water in the form of water vapor. So this instrument will absorb the moisture from the atmosphere and convert it to water, and this water has to be remineralized. Why remineralization is required? Because it is devoid of any minerals. In the atmospheric water will be very pure, only water will be the chemical in it, but for drinking purpose and other we need some minerals. So it has to be remineralized to form it a potable water. So this here you can take care of these terms. What is remineralization and demineralization? Usually in water treatment process we try to reduce the TDS. TDS is total dissolved solids to below 500. So above 500 it is not advisable, below 500 it is advisable. So some minerals are required. So recently one news has come also that NGT, National Green Tribunal, has told that if TDS of the water is below 500, no need of using RO purifiers, reverse osmosis purifiers, because we need that much minerals. So water devoid of minerals is not healthy, and also it will consume more power. Unnecessarily it will consume more power and waste so much of water that is not required. It is named as Meghdut. It is an example of making in India, some making in India with private partnership. So private company has cooperated with CSIR to come up with this technology, and they have implemented this project. Indian Railway is implementing an e-office project under the Digital India. So it is being implemented by Railtel Corporation. So Railtel is on PSU under the Ministry of Railways. So phase first of the project has been completed. Now the phase second has been initiated. It means that more number of offices will be covered under this project. What is this e-office? E-office is a cloud-based system. This cloud-based software which was developed by NIC, National Informatics Center, which is the crucial agency in implementing the Digital India projects of Government of India, and they are implementing this e-office. And what are the advantages of e-office? It aims to replace the manual office procedures like filing, communication, etc. with IT technology, information technology. What are the components? E-file. Instead of paper files, it will be e-files. So it is file management system. So e-files transfer from one department to another department, archiving, arranging, searching, like that operations is made digital. so that offices can go paperless. It is one advantage of this, office can go paperless. Next is knowledge management system. Knowledge means different data will be there, so the decision making will be easy from the part of managers. So different managerial posts are there, different levels of managers are there, so they will get access to the data what they need, so the decision making process will be easier in this knowledge management system. Collaboration and messaging system. So messaging between different departments from railways, different types of communication is required in the organization. So this system will take care of the centralized messaging system. Then personal information management system. Railway has employed so many employees. So managing their salary data, managing their enrollment data, managing their bio data. So different data are there regarding the employees. So this is for managing the information of the employees, and so that official transactions will be easier and administration will also be easy. So just keep in mind the different components involved, what are the advantages. So it will be helpful in prelims exam, also in civil service mains exam. Advantages of each office can be a question, so we'll be able to answer it. So here we have discussed the important topics and have seen what are the possible questions that can come from this topic, and for more questions you can refer to the monthly hyperloop, that is monthly current affairs magazine that is being published in our site. The link is available below this video.